How many of you track your HRV? Maybe you're asking, what the heck is she talking about? So a couple times I've mentioned HRV on here, or heart rate variability, and I've gotten a few questions. So I wanted to come in and share a little bit more about it. HRV, it's easier to call it that, measures the variance in time between your heartbeats. So if your heartbeat is 60 beats per minute, you kind of would think that maybe that's 1 beat per second. It could be an eighth of a second. The timing is a lot less regular. Maybe it's 1.2 seconds, 1 second. These time measurements reflect how the brain and the body react to your daily physical, emotional, and mental challenges. So our nervous system has two subsystems, the sympathetic nervous state and the parasympathetic nervous state. The SNS is the fight or flight stage where we are stressed. The parasympathetic nervous state is our rest, repair, and digest state. So when the beats happen at more regular intervals, the SNS is dominating. More variable intervals mean that we are in the parasympathetic nervous state. So sympathetic nervous state, this is what we do when we work out or when we face mental or emotional challenges. It releases chemicals such as adrenaline and cortisol, and it increases our blood pressure, increases your stamina, increases your focus. You're a little bit more alert at this time. Here we are in a little bit more of a stressed state. And actually 90% of dis-ease in the body is related to stress. So keep that in mind. A couple more examples of SNS are waking up to an alarm, gut problems, pain in the body of any kind, bright flashing lights. Okay, so those are a few examples. The parasympathetic nervous state, it's more of a passive physical response. It allows us to recover and rest from being in that sympathetic nervous state that we shouldn't be in all the time. So the chemicals activated in this state are from the anti-inflammatory pathway. It promotes digestion, promotes rest, lowers our heart rate, reduces inflammatory chemicals, and it allows us to be in a little bit more calm and relaxed state. A couple more examples: feeling loved, dinner out with friends, laughing, maybe taking a yoga class. Okay, but when we're in that SNS, our HRV decreases to help our body through the fight or flight stage. So our HRV increases when we are dealing with fewer challenges and we're in more of that relaxed state. So what can we learn from this? First of all, there's no reason to compare your HRV to another person's HRV. If you have a device to track your HRV, I have a Whoop, maybe you have Apple Watch, or an Oura Ring is another example of a biometric device where you can track it. It will track it for you. You'll get an average reading to track this, and then you can look at the data. So there are no bad HRV results, and there's not a magic number of a good HRV either. So once you start tracking, you'll be able to see this for yourself, and then you can realize when you are in that sympathetic nervous state or the parasympathetic nervous state. And like I said before, the more of a stress-free life you have, the more you want to increase your longevity. You want to be more consistent on having a higher HRV than a lower HRV. From tracking and what I've learned from my Whoop device, things that lower my HRV: drinking alcohol, when I eat inflammatory foods such as gluten, dairy, or sugar, when I eat too close to bedtime, if I'm overtraining and doing too much exercise, and a weakened immune system can also display a lower HRV reading as well. Things that can help to raise your HRV. Most of these are lifestyle choices, such as improving your nutrition, being consistent with your sleep patterns, having enough recovery from your workout. Actually, the week that I do my functional medicine detox is when I actually have my absolute highest results for my HRV. The time that my body's in digestive rest, a little bit of repair, rest, and recovery, and that is when I have my highest numbers. In summary, lifestyle choices are what give me my personal high or my personal low readings of HRV. It's a helpful tool for you to measure when you're in more of a stress state and when you are in more of a rest or relaxed state. So let me know if you keep track of your HRV, and let me know something you've learned from it. I'd love to hear.